Welcome to Airfire. We're going to hit some ground flow for the aerialist. So if you're an aerialist and you're looking for things to improve your aerial game between your classes, I have got you. So what I've got today is a Bosu ball. That's optional. Highly recommend though. I have some light weights. Mine are 2 pounds. I recommend 1 to 3. Then I have a medium weight. Mine is 10. I recommend anywhere between 5 to 15. And then I have a booty band, optional, highly recommended. I've got my yoga mat, and then I have a second yoga mat that I'm leaving rolled up. You can also use like a hoodie or a stuffed animal that's kind of around that size. We are gonna just jump right in. Our first exercises today are the warm-up. So we are gonna start on our mat with our feet in front of us. And I'm gonna scooch back so I have a little room. And I'm just gonna bring my hands up somewhere kind of comfortable, but out of the way. We wanna keep our rib cage up nice and high, and I'm just gonna roll through some 90-90s for my hips. We wanna keep our rib cage stacked over our pelvis for this. We don't want lots of like rocking or bending. Good. Now I'm gonna focus on opening through the middle as I roll to that side. And then I'm gonna stop in the middle here. I'm gonna bring my feet in front of me. I am gonna roll my tailbone under, and then I'm gonna curve my torso into a C shape. So I wanna make my spine make a C. Then I'm gonna pretend I'm holding a gigantic beach ball and pick up my feet. Then I'm gonna inhale on the way back, and I'm gonna exhale to bring my body back up. Good, I'm gonna adjust my mic for you guys. Two more. Hold this one. Those puffs of air are required. They're very important. Open leg rockers. We are going to have option 1, press your hands on the outside of your legs. Option 2, bring your arms to a parallel position. Option 1 is easier. Inhale back and exhale up just the same. These are really hard to do while I talk, so I'm gonna do 4 more. Good, 1 more. And then hold, find that parallel, and then find butterfly. Good job. We're gonna roll our neck from here, get a little movement. Rest your hands on your knees and keep your knees nice and light. Make gigantic circles with your shoulders. Good. And then forward. Fantastic. I'm going to scooch that out of my way. I am going to take the mat that is rolled up, and I'm going to place it below my low back so that when I do these roll downs and roll ups, the mat is sitting right in the small of my back. And it just gives a little bit of an assist to get that roll up without using momentum. So I'm going to go slowly on the way down. And then I'm going to stretch all the way forward. On the way down, we want to use our ab muscles like brakes, kind of like you're riding down a hill and you're riding those brakes down the hill so you don't crash. Then we're going to inhale as we bring the arms down, exhale, reach to toes. So it's, and notice the more I bring my arms to the side when I'm going up, the less I can use momentum. And that's really what we want, is we want all this movement to originate within our muscle control and not just flailing with momentum. So it's Good. 2 more like this. Ride those brakes down the hill. And then inhale. Exhale. Good. 1 more. Those are so good. Then inhale. Exhale. Now that our abs are nice and warmed up, I'm going to move this mat back to the side, and we're going to find a plank. I'm going to start on all fours here, and we're actually going to start with cats and cows. So give yourself 3 nice stretches in each direction. We want to make lots of room with our spine. Then after this last round, we're going to find neutral position. That space between cat and cow. And we're going to go ahead and like drop our scapula and press up through our scapula. Drop our scapula and press up through our scapula. Then we're going to find a nice neutral here. Then we're going to push our toes back, and boom, we're in a nice little plank here. Our wrists should be directly under our shoulders. I'm kind of seesawing a little bit, just getting a little gentle movement under my toes. And I'm pushing through my chest. I'm squeezing my quads up away from my knees, keeping a nice straight line. Your planks should not look like this, and your planks should not look like that. Both of those are bad. So we want to hold that nice neutral line, and then drop to knees and find a child's pose. You can pause the video here and challenge yourself at your own level with these planks. If you can do more, you can do more. I'm going to zip through the video a little bit to get through a lot of things, but you are always free to pause and do what's right for you. So we're going to find that plank position again, and I'm going to put some space between my feet. My feet are about hip width apart as well now, and I'm just going to rotate on those feet and open to the side. And then I'm going to stretch up nice and tall. Again, we don't want to let those hips drop. We want to use strong core muscles, strong control. I'm pushing myself away from the floor with this shoulder and this hand. Then when I reach up, I feel a big crunch on the obliques that are facing the floor. We're going to just seesaw through these a few times. I'm just turning side to side with my feet. Side plank reach and up, back to center. Side plank reach and up, back to center. Side plank reach and up, back to center. These are so fun. We love them. Reach and up, back to center. 1 more on each side. And up, back to center. Good, last one. Side plank, reach, up, back to center, and hold center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back to child's pose. Beautiful work. Those side planks build so much stability for the aerialist in the air. Super important. I cannot overstate how important planks and side planks are for an aerialist. Okay, lecture over. We're going to talk about squats. Squats are an important skill for an aerialist. We use squat positions when we climb. We use them anytime we are pushing with the foot. We are using those squat muscles. Anytime we are stabilizing with the straight leg, getting those tension poses in, we need to build that with some squats. So, squats can be tricky. I'm going to give you a side view. You're going to see some of my faults and failures here too. So I'm going to be embarrassed for a minute. I'll do this anyway, online. When we squat, we want to start with our feet, toes facing forward, and our feet should really be like under the armpits. Like if you just straight down, that's where your feet should be. So we don't want to start this round with the wide, okay? That's not wrong, it's just different. So we're starting here, and then I'm going to turn this to the side because I want you to also see what happens when I squat, and mine are not good, I warn you. When I squat here, what happens? I have a very big forward lean, for reasons. To fix that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a weight as a counterbalance. And I've got my feet parallel, shoulder width apart. And I'm just going to hold this weight like a goblet here so I can get into that squat position safely and healthily. If you can keep your torso and your calves parallel without that assist, you don't need the weight. If you struggle with getting squat depth in this position, use a counterbalance and work it. Good. 2 more here. Beautiful. Very good. I'm going to set that down. Whew. I should have prefaced by saying this little leg series is not about building more muscle mass on my legs. This is totally about building stability and balance within the way my muscles like to work together. So it's body balance work. It is not hypertrophy. So I know my problem with squats is in my ankle mobility. So if I put this rolled up mat under my heels and give my ankles a little bit of a break, then I can get that squat position so much nicer because my ankles don't have to work as hard. Yay. So now I can focus on keeping my biceps up by my ears. So I do a few using that counterbalance weight, and I'm going to do a few using this mat as a little assist for my ankles. 1 more. Now that we've warmed up our squats, and you can totally pause the video, do more reps if you like. I'm trying to get through instructions, so I totally understand if you need to pause and do more. I'm going to turn my Bosu ball over, and I'm going to begin by stepping on in the middle. If you've never worked on a Bosu ball before, just take a minute here. You want to have bendy knees and a strong back. So if you're not used to balancing, what people often do is lock out their knees, and then they're like a bobblehead doll, and then you're going to fall off. So bend your knees and keep your knees bouncy and make your back strong. And then that's how you find your balance. To get off, push forward with the toe and then walk forward. Be careful with Bosus. Don't break your ankle. Okay, that said, we're going to get back on. Now I'm going to find a little stance here for a squat. And you'll find when we practice squats on the Bosu, it does a few things for us. One is it forces our body to regain balance in a fresh way because we're not on the stable floor, right? We've got all this. But it can also produce a little bit of an assist for those ankles. So if I turn this way, you can see when I squat down, my poor little ankles that don't like to move, they get a little bit of assist from that Bosu. So I get a little extra challenge in the balance. I get a little assist in the squat. So that's an option for you there too. So I'm going to move right along. Let's remember, when we want to get off, what do? We push it forward, and then we walk off. Cool. Let's begin again here. You can pause, play with that. I'm going to move us along to single leg stuff here, because that's where I personally want to work today. All right, so I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to come up into passe, and I'm going to immediately make my back strong as I mount that. Okay, so you step in the middle, make sure your foot is nice and centered, and then just a nice little centered passe there. From here, I'm going to play with leg lifts. I'm keeping a slight invisible bend in my stabilizing leg and focusing on moving nothing, but using my low abs, hip flexor, and quad to extend this leg. I'm going to get some little point and flex pulses, bend and point pulses. Good. Then bring it down. Bring it around. If you've never done this on a Bosu before, your job today is to just play around with it like a little kid and see where can your leg go while still stabilizing and balancing on that stabilizing leg. I encourage you to not use an external piece of furniture or anything to balance on. The point of this is to find your own balance in your body. So play around with that leg. See what you can do. See if you can squat on one leg. See if you can bring it back. And find a squat in this way. See if you can bring it to the side. Find a squat on this side. Add a baby squat. And I'm going to walk off. Because even just that playing around, I'm feeling my glutes and my stabilizing muscles burn, which is good. That's what we want. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Start in the center and press up, find passe, find that balance. And I'm going to start by bringing that leg forward and doing some simple lifts. A common issue when doing a leg lift is people like to use their whole torso. Perk of doing it on a Bosu ball is if you try to flap your torso around doing these leg lifts, this Bosu is probably going to just throw you on the floor. So it's really kind of a self-correcting device in that. So we're going to bend and press, bend and press and press. So we find a little burn. Good. Now I'm going to take that leg around like I did before. We're just playing around with what that leg can do. Challenging. Oh, my stabilizer. My kid's listening up there, thinks I'm funny. It's okay. We're going to find a little squat with that leg forward. We're going to find that squat with the leg behind. Bring that leg to the side. Good. And then we're going to step off into the front and shake it out. Okay, you are free to pause that video, like in all these things, and do more of those if you wish. If you're new to it, that little intro is probably enough. I highly recommend learning those really well, getting them down until they feel easy, and putting on some music that you love and going until they burn. All right, we're going to grab these little 2-pound weights, and we're going to have a nice gentle bend in our knees, nice strong back. We don't want tons of tension in our upper back, but we want lots of energy through our back, not tension, energy. We're going to start with these weights right here. We've got a 90-degree bend in our elbows, and I'm just going to push those weights forward and bring them back, and push and back and push and back and push and back. Now we're going to hold them up And we're gonna barely bend at the elbow and then press and press. And we're gonna do this a bunch of times, like 12 to 20 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bring them all the way back and press, all the way back and press, in and press. Hold them out, and we're gonna lift, keeping our elbows have a slight bend to protect that joint, but we're not bending at the elbow for this. We're lifting from the shoulder. You should feel the burn in your anterior deltoids most of all. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Turn your elbows out. Give a little bounce to your knees. Keeping our knees just bouncing. We're just standing on the Bosu for this series today, giving our body a little extra balance. Same thing, we're gonna push out and in. Like we have two big heavy trays that we're carrying. Notice I'm giving a little bend to my knees as I press out. I want my lower body to feel nice and easy. All that tension is going to be through my shoulders and biceps. As you press out, actively mind to muscle connect your bicep to this movement. Then hold here. Tiny bend and press, press, press. 12 to 20 of these. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out and lift. Lift. Again, slight bend in those elbows, but we are not bending at the elbows. All this work is in the shoulders and biceps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that. Give it a wiggle. We are gonna there is a fly in here. I'm gonna let my arms and shoulders rest a little bit while I give it a wiggle on a Bosu and shoo a fly away. Slight bend in those knees, a little more bend than usual. And then we are going to pretend we're holding that beach ball again. Remember the beach ball at the beginning? So we're holding an imaginary beach ball here. That means we're activating our chest and shoulder muscles, our abs. And then we're gonna exhale as we lift straight to the side. I want you to imagine that your elbows come up while your shoulders go down. And yes, these are only 2-pound weights. We are not trying to blast out and create a ton of muscle soreness here today. We're trying to stabilize so that we can make ourselves soar at an aerial class. Of course, hold it up nice and high and lift, lift, lift. If this is too much for you, you can bring these weights in here. The longer your lever, the more intense that work. Always keep a slight bend in the elbow to protect that elbow joint, but know that the more you bend, it's easier, and the more you lengthen, it's harder. I'm pulling my shoulders back, so I'm getting a nice upright position now. 12 to 20 of these, mercy. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. And we're gonna open and close and open and close and open and close, open and close, open and close. And we're gonna lower really, really slowly. Shoulders should feel a little burny. Good. We're gonna kind of let the shoulders rest while we kind of give a little bounce on that Bosu. Because it's fun. It resets our central nervous system. And there really is a fly in here, guys. It's driving me bonkers. Okay. I don't recommend doing too many more of that shoulder and bicep work because those can make you really sore. And it could take a few days to recover from. And if you're trying to get back to your aerial class, you don't want to be recovering. your shoulders and biceps. A little bit several times a week is better than too much in one day. Definitely for those. Okay, we are going to do some glute bridging now. I'm turning this to the side so you can see. I'm going to put my feet up on the center of the Bosu ball. And this just gives the basic glute bridge a little more pizzazz. My head, shoulders, hands need to stay firmly stabilized into the ground. And I'm going to start with my tailbone and curl up one vertebrae at a time. And then I'm going to curl down one vertebrae at a time and roll my tailbone under. Whew. Any chance you get to mobilize your spine, do it. I'm a big fan of Joseph Pilates' work. I'm sure everyone's heard of Pilates. I like to study what Joseph himself said and did. He was very focused on the basics. Controlling and mobilizing through your spine, core, learning how to stand, and just move your body in a way that is ergonomic, safe, healthy. Good, roll that tailbone under one more time, and then sit kind of neutral. Take a nice breath here to just kind of let your body reset. Now, instead of doing the spinal stretches with this one, we're gonna push up, and I'm gonna base my heels down. I'm kind of squeezing my knees together and my heels together as I go up and down. And we're gonna push. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Then I'm gonna pick up one foot. This is pretty challenging. So if this is really hard for you, you can go back to doubles. Just put that foot right back down if you need to. And then hold this one up. Press that heel down, dig in the heel. Point the toe up. And let's do 6 on this side. 5, 4. I'm catching some tension in my traps, so I'm actively relaxing my shoulders. 2 and 1. Set that heel back down. Now I'm going to find a figure 4 sit here, and I'm going to rotate that outside knee toward the mat, and then I'm going to rotate and push back up. So it's like rotate and sag, and then push. Rotate and sag, and push. One more like that. And then set that other heel down, dig that heel in, find your figure 4 sit, rotate and sag, and then press to center. Just 4 of these goes a long way. Good. Good. Give that a little rest, a little bop on the Bosu. Now, this is an extension. If you are starting out with good, strong glutes, we can add the dumbbell we used for the squats and just set it on your hips, dig those heels in, and then press it up. As you push, you don't want to let your arms help you. So I'm kind of imagining that my arms are pushing down. So I'm pushing against that weight to stabilize it, but also I'm making sure that I'm pushing down so I'm not accidentally helping my glutes. I want them to have to work. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm going to move that, and we're going to scaffold up. Means we're adding little by little to this work. So the glutes are going to get, I don't know how many reps today, a lot. But they're all going to be a little different. So hopefully that will help us last, and it will help them be nice and stable and strong. I'm going to leave just a little bit of space between my feet for this one. Got the booty band around my thighs. And then I'm going to press up, and then I'm going to press out against the band. As I do this, I have to make myself focus on releasing tension through my shoulders, but making sure that I'm braced firmly into the floor. Now we're gonna hold that band out and we're gonna push up, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're gonna come in and down, out and up, in and down, out and up, and down and out, down and up, in and out. A little bit faster. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that up and out, 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 out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out and up, 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 up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release that. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to set these weights aside, all the way out of my way, and I'm going to push the Bosu out of the way. We are going to do some split work, some stretches for those legs that we just worked. Again, you can pause the video and get more glute work. In fact, if you like to do weightlifting with your legs, now's a great time to go and actually do your weighted deadlifts and your weighted squats, and then come back for this stretch. Okay, I'm gonna start here. I know I'm sideways on my mat. It'll be all right. I'm gonna take the band and put it around one foot. My bottom foot is firmly planted into the mat, and I am just gonna pull this foot gently toward me. I should feel a nice stretch through this whole back of my leg. Now that it's starting to get a little warmed up, I'm gonna flex through that foot and pull this band on the ball of my foot. And I'm gonna bend my knee slightly and then press and press. I wanna feel this space behind my knee. I wanna feel some tension there. And then I'm gonna just let the weight of my arms pull that tension here. I'm pressing my heel toward the sky. Take nice cleansing breaths in this stretch. And then we're going to point against the band and then flex. And point and flex and point and flex. Good. Now I'm going to take my right hand on my right foot. My left hand is going to go to the side to stabilize, and I'm going to flex my foot. We could choose point or flex. I'm going to pick flex today. And then I'm going to pull this leg up toward my head and down toward the floor at the same time. And you might find your flexibility is all the way out here, and that is okay. Start wherever you are today. If you are super bendy, you might be able to grab that band with your other hand and open to this side. If you can get that stretch, pull that hand here and get that stretch through your side body. Don't let your bottom foot flail about. Keep that planted firmly into the ground. Because if your bottom foot is flailing about, you can see you're not really getting that stretch. You're cheating. Good. Find center again. Now left hand on right foot. Right hand is going to stabilize on the ground here. Bottom foot is stabilizing on the mat below. We're aiming our foot toward our opposite shoulder, and we're not going to pull our hip up off the floor quite yet. We're going to get this stretch first. This one's always really tight for me, so I'm going to spend a little time bending and flexing and pointing and straightening through this. So now we're going to let our hip shift up off the ground, keeping that foot high, really reaching toward that opposite hand. So we're getting a torso twist. We're getting a nice deep glute and hammy stretch. This bottom foot should be stuck firmly onto the floor. Don't let him squirm about. It is not supposed to feel wonderful here. It's supposed to feel very stretchy. So just breathe through the stretch and reach. Now we're going to do all those things with the opposite leg. So both legs down. This foot is going to stay firmly planted. And we're going to put that band around the ball of our other foot. Gentle movement this way. You'll find you have one side that is more difficult to coax out than the other. It's okay to take your time. And then we're going to hold and we're going to point and flex against the tension of that band. When we do this, resist the temptation to bend that knee. We want to press through. Especially when we push our heel up, we want to press that knee forward. So it's up and out. We want to meet that tension here and then hold it and take a nice deep breath in. About 2 to 4 breaths in each position here. It goes a long way to creating more flexibility. We're going to bring that leg over to the side, up toward the head and to the side. If you're not super flexy, remember you can use the length of that band to help you. We're looking over the opposite shoulder. Give it some point and some flex. And now if you are super bendy, you're going to glue that bottom heel to the floor. You're going to take that opposite hand over and you're going to grab the band with your opposite hand. And your same side hand is going to grab the outside of your heel. Point your bottom toe down and your top toe up and use that band and that pull through your side to give you some extra bend and flex there. And we're just going to hold this and breathe. Now remember, these stretches should not feel super comfy. They should feel like we just dug into some tension. It shouldn't be pain, but it should be tension. And we're just going to hold right there. Keep pulling on that band, stabilizing with your back. Head should be resting into the mat. Your head and neck should not be doing anything weird. We're just breathing and relaxing. Good. Then bring that foot up to center. Pull that in towards your face. Give it another little bend, little flex and point. Now, right hand on left foot. Left hand is going to stabilize here, and we're going to bring that foot over the opposite shoulder. So we're aiming that foot over the right shoulder, left foot over right, and you're looking over your left shoulder. We're going to breathe here a second. Then we're going to bring that leg down. Glue your bottom foot to the floor as you rotate. Reach your shoulder toward that left hand as that right foot comes down. My leg is shaking. Cool. I'm going to give it a little flex and point here. That is torturous. Good. And I'm going to just hold here now and breathe. Good. And then I'm going to let go of the band. I'm going to shake my legs out. I'm going to throw that band above my head because we won't need it anymore. This one is kind of fun for me. Arms are just going to stay where they've been. This leg is going to come down at a low angle. And I'm going to twist. And then I'm going to bring it back down. Opposite, a low angle, and twist. This is more of a torso twist, using our legs as weight. And it feels wonderful. Good. Now I'm going to hold this one here. And I'm going to give the other one that same little hold. Good. Now I'm going to come to a seat. Now if you would like to work your splits from here, you are good and warmed up for that. The science behind that is we want to warm up our legs. We want to get a little muscle burn going in our legs. Then we want to stretch them out. And after we've done those things, then we're really ready to work for those splits. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. Otherwise, make sure that you recover really well before your next aerial class. Bye.